Cut Animal Crossing villagers. You know them, you love them, you probably have not even seen half of them before. Now that I've got a decent amount of subscribers here on YouTube, I've decided to do what the internet was made for. Voice my opinions like they're fact, even if they're wrong. I've been watching a lot of Maybe Salem's videos where they rank all the personality types, so I decided to fire up Tier Maker and I'm gonna take things into my own hands. Here I've got all 75 villagers that I guess died, I don't know why they're not in the new games. And we're gonna rank them going from best, and we absolutely need them, to don't even know why they existed in the first place. Okay, so starting off, we've got a very obvious who cares with Isle. He looks fine, but also, like, if they didn't bring him back, I don't think anybody would notice or even care. He's just a little boring looking. For some reason, he looks Russian. And I'm not, that doesn't take away anything. I'm not trying to say anything by that, but I'm definitely getting a little bit of Russian vibes from him. Next up, we got Analog, and I know a lot of people like penguins, but to me, all of the penguins look pretty much the same. I wouldn't say that I'm glad that Analog is gone, but I don't think I would care if they brought him back or not. Hopefully not everything just goes into this middle tier. Okay, so Aziz is cool because he clearly is like kind of going within that culture, like Indian culture and stuff like that. He's got the little bindi, I think it's called, on his forehead. I think we need a little bit more representation of other areas right now. We mainly just have like Japan and America with Apollo, and there are lots of Japanese villagers, but I think seeing other cultures and other areas of the world be brought in through Animal Crossing would be cool. So I definitely think that they should bring Aziz back. Belle. Okay, so she looks basically exactly the same as Tipper. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of glad that she's gone, because we already have Tipper. Tipper is fine. There's not really a point in having multiple ones. Also, on the wiki, for some reason, it specifies that cows are farmed for their milk so humans can drink it, which is true, but I don't know. It's just a weird thing to put. Bessie. Okay. Bessie is really ugly. She looks like she should be a bull, but she's a cow. I'm definitely glad that she's gone. Okay, Betty is not good looking, but none of the chickens really are good looking. I think in terms of chickens, she could definitely be worse. I think I'm probably gonna put her in who cares, because I don't think anybody cares about any of the chickens, but in terms of chickens, she is not that bad. Bow. I'm gonna do Bow and Meow both at the same time. Obviously, neither of them should have left. KK Clue did a great job whenever he brought them back in HD. If we got something like that in the new game, it would be great, but they never should have gotten rid of them in the first place. Carmen. So at first, I really didn't care about Carmen, but on her wiki, the first quote that they have from her says she hopes you get stung by a whole bunch of bees. And then also in the description of her phrase, it says that it's a derogatory term. So she basically calls you a slur and then threatens your life. For that reason, we gotta bring her back. Carrot. Carrot is one villager that I brought back in a video that I did a long time ago, where I brought back, I think, 6 of the cut characters. And that's because I love Carrot. She's not over the top to the point where you think that she's supposed to be a carrot, but I don't know, everything complements her well. She's one of those good food-themed villagers. I don't think she never should have left, because I don't think there are riots in the streets to bring back Carrot, but we definitely should bring her back. Cece. Okay, so this is one of the crossover characters from Splatoon. There are definitely better crossover characters, which we'll see in the future. I don't think she's bad looking, but I don't know. I've never played Splatoon, so maybe if I was a big Splatoon fan, this would mean something to me, but I don't really care. But I'm also not glad that she's gone. Champ. Who doesn't love Champ? Of course, he never should have left, and it's kind of like he never did leave. Well, I guess it's not true, because Porter is still not in the game. If you don't know, Champ was basically replaced with Porter, who is the train station operator. They look exactly the same, other than the fact that Porter's wearing a hat. So it's kind of like he never left in New Leaf, but he's not really in New Horizons. Chico. Don't think I'm gonna hurt anybody's feelings by saying never should have existed. That thing is absolutely terrifying. I don't know what's going on with those eyes. And the color is bad. I don't know why they chose the worst brown to make this mouse, but everything about it is just not working. Chuck. I like the name. I like the fact that he's named after ground chuck, beef and stuff like that. Other than that, though, he doesn't look incredible. I think I'm gonna put him in glad he's gone because he's not that good. I don't think that I would want to see him come back, and I don't think anybody's upset that he is gone. Clara, she is weird. She's kind of creeping me out. I don't know why. I just don't think I really like the hippos that much, but I think I gotta put her in glad they're gone. I want to save never should have existed for just the absolute worst, and she's not really the worst, but I don't know. I don't want to see her come back. Cupcake. Cupcake, obviously, we have to bring Cupcake back. She is so cute. You know what? No, I'm gonna keep her and bring them back. I don't think that she never should have left. I think if the hair was a little bit different, things would be different, but she's great. She looks like almost an amalgamation of all of the female cubs. I love her. Cupcake, gotta bring her back. Dozer. Okay, as most of you guys know, pretty much all of the bear villagers suck. There's like no good bear villagers, not even any that I can think of right now. And Dozer is not great. However, the fact that his name is Dozer and he's asleep and that eyebrow is funny, I say that we bring him back. We need more villagers with funny names. Elena, once again, she's got a bindi, which I think is cool. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put her back with where Aziz is because it kind of makes sense. Like I said before, I want to see more diversity, I guess, for cultures other than just Japan and then one American villager. I think it would be cool. Emerald. You guys are gonna hate me for this, but I gotta put Emerald in who cares because, and hear me out. There are lots of really, really good frog villagers, and there are lots of really good frog villagers that do something interesting. Lily does not do anything that interesting, but she's designed well. Emerald also doesn't do anything interesting, but she's just boring. She looks like Froggy Chair. I get it. Everybody loves Froggy Chair, but as a villager, I'm just not a fan. I mean, I'm not glad that she's gone, but I don't want to see her again. Who cares? Epona, once again, another crossover villager. This is based off of the horse that Link rides in The Legend of Zelda. To be honest, I gotta say, I'm glad that she's gone. I don't really like the look. I guess that's kind of what Epona looked like in the game, but I don't know, who cares? It's not even like as high as who cares. I'm kind of glad that she's gone. She's a little creepy looking. Feline. Now Feline, there's like barely any cut cats. I think out of the list there are 2, which is Meow and then Feline. And I love the way that Feline looks. She's based off of a character from Monster Hunter, so it was once again a crossover villager. I want to see her brought back. I love Feline, the giant eyes are so funny, and she looks a little bit like Mitzi, but she is a little bit different, which I like. 7-Eleven horse, never should have left, that's just funny. Flash, he is another one that I brought back, and I think mainly the reason that I like him is because of the hat. I think his design is not that crazy, but the hat really, it steps him up a level. I think without the hat, I would probably put him in who cares, but because he's got that hat, I say we bring him back. Similarly with Flossie, I think that she is a little boring looking, but she's got one buck tooth. So I think beforehand I would say I'm glad that she's gone, but I want to bump her up to who cares because that buck tooth is funny. I guess there was like a whole set, like Faith, and then we've got Flossie, and I think there's another villager that has kind of this like Aloha Hawaiian theme, something like that. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, or if it was a little like promotion that they did for something, but I can give or take. I'm not that big into her. Fruity. Yeah, Fruity is creepy. That haircut is weird. His gray coloring, and my favorite color is gray, but his coloring looks super weird. He creeps me out. He definitely never should have existed. Ganon. Okay, so this is once again another crossover character. I think Ganon is designed really well. I love the fact that he's got a little spiked mohawk. The yellow eyes are great. The shirt is great. Honestly, I don't think he ever should have left. There are, of course, other Legend of Zelda crossover characters that are great. We'll get to him whenever we get to him, but I think that Ganon deserves to be and never should have left. Gin. Okay, I have absolutely no idea where to put Gin, or Jin, I'm not sure what it is. He looks very creepy. I am scared. I'm very scared to have him on my island. And I don't know if that was intentional or not. The pure white eyes and just the overall look, it looks a little bit like an anime character, which I think is interesting, but also he scares me. So I'm gonna say glad that he's gone. I don't think that he never should have existed. I don't think he's that bad, but also I think if he was in the new games that he might come to my house and try to kill me. Hambo, creepy. I don't like that he looks like he has maybe pimples or something, and he might beat people up. I just kind of get that vibe, I'm just saying. Hank. Okay, so this is actually a male. At first I thought it was a female, but it is a male. I'm gonna say I'm glad that he's gone, because other than the cheekbones, the design is alright, but those cheekbones, or whatever even that's supposed to be, make it look really bad. So I'm gonna say glad that they're gone, but I'm not gonna put them in never should have existed because I don't think they're that bad. Hector, he's wearing glasses, which I guess is about the only thing that we can say. It's a chicken, so you know they're gonna rank pretty low anyway. It's not that big of a deal. I don't think there are really any chicken fans out there. I'm gonna say once again, glad that they're gone. Holden. So I think Holden is interesting, not in design, but because of the fact that it was a crossover with like a Japanese glue company or something like that. I hate the design. I think he looks awful. But just the fact that a glue company was like, yeah, we'll partner with Animal Crossing. Just for that reason, we're going to put him in Who Cares. I think he should deserve to go down here, but just the balls on that company knocks it up a couple. Huggy. You guys are going to hate me for this. Huggy is not that good. Something about her is weird looking, kind of creepy. I hold the koalas very near and dear. I love pretty much all of the koala villagers. So it's very hard for me to like a koala villager that doesn't live up to the standards of something like Melba or somebody like that. So with Huggy, I don't know. I'm kind of glad that she's gone. We don't need the koala villagers to be tainted. Iggy, he has definitely seen something. Maybe he's seen this guy over here. Iggy looks a lot like Sven, which this isn't his ranking yet, but Sven is down here. They look almost identical. I don't know if they're supposed to be related. I know some people say that this guy is Sherb's like grandfather or something like that. I don't think any of that's true. But with this guy in comparison to like Sherb and the other goat villagers or sheep, whatever they're supposed to be, I'm gonna say who cares. I don't think he's that bad. I think the mustache is funny, but if the eyes were reworked, he would go up a lot higher. But for now, we're gonna have to say who cares. Inkwell. You gotta love Inkwell. That's definitely a bring them back. I don't think Inkwell is good enough to say never should have left, but there's obviously a lot of missing squids and octopus villagers, so I would say that we want to bring them back. It's definitely not who cares, but Inkwell is great. Jane. Yeah, you guys knew where Jane was going. Do I even really need to explain myself? Joe. Okay, Joe's kind of a who cares. The design here with like the half dark, half light is cool, but I don't know, I just can't get into it. There are a lot cooler birds out there, so who cares? Jube, something like that. Once again, another lion. I'm not a big fan of all of the lions. I gotta say, glad that he's gone. Something about him just looks kind of weird. I think maybe it's that little goatee underneath there. He looks like he's plotting something. I'm not a big fan. Kit. Okay, Kit is very, very cute. But they also remind me a lot of Conker from Conker's Bad Fur Day. Like, this looks like what Conker was trying to, like, make fun of. Where it was, you know, the very cutesy art style, kind of trying to look like a Disney character. This looks like what Conker would be parodying. With that being said, I do like the way that Kit looks. I'm gonna say bring them back. I know a lot of people would probably put them in Never Should Have Left, but for me, the design is just fine. Like, it looks like they were trying a little bit too hard to make a super cute character. Koharu. Okay, so this is another one that fits within that little Hawaiian theme that I was talking about with Flossie. I think she's designed a little bit better than Flossie, but I wouldn't really care to see her come back. It's not that big of a deal. I think if we got these two back with Faith, then I would have a little bit more fun with it because it's like, oh, okay, you got a theme going. So if you've got sort of a tropical island theme, I could definitely see you having some value with that. But for me, I don't really care. Lee. So I'm a big fan of like bold design choices whenever it comes to villagers, and Lee definitely has a bold design. That being said, it does not work. I'm glad that she's gone. Liz, okay, the name, I'm a big sucker for names, and Liz being short for lizard, like an alligator is great, and I think it may just be this picture that's tricking me, because I love the way that the alligators looked pre-New Horizons with the giant heads and small bodies. It always makes me laugh, and it makes me love those alligators. Liz, I would love to see her come back. She looked very, very similar to Gale, but honestly, who would be upset with more than one pink alligator? All right, next up we got Lulu. She looks like she also fits in with the Hawaiian villagers. I'll go ahead and put her straight back to who cares because that's where all the other ones are. I think she is designed cool. If I had to choose one to move up, it would definitely be the kangaroo, but Lulu is fine. She's not hurting anybody. Okay, this hippo is also named Lulu, and I'm not a huge hippo fan. I'm gonna have to say I'm kind of glad that she's gone. She doesn't look that bad. I don't think that she's offending anyone. You know what? I changed my mind. I'm gonna put her in who cares because she's not a bad looking villager, but she's not great looking either. Madame Rosa. The name is definitely gonna move her up a tier. I think beforehand I would put her in glad she's gone, but with the name Madame Rosa, I don't know, something about that is funny. So I'm gonna put her in who cares, but the design creeps me out a little bit. Marcy. This might be a little bit harsh, but I'm gonna say never should have existed. I don't know why she's got a little bit of a mustache, or I don't know if that's supposed to be whiskers or what that's supposed to be, but it creeps me out. Marcy never should have existed. Masa, don't think I need to even explain that one. He looks like he's gonna sell drugs to kids. Medley, this is also a Legend of Zelda crossover character, and I hate to say it, but I do not like her. She looks way too human, and I know that in the game that's what she looks like. She looks like a half bird, half human. I think they're called Ritos. I don't know. I'm kind of glad she's gone because those human-looking eyes and just the fact that she looks like a regular person but with a beak would definitely scare me. Megumi. So the dogs, everybody loves the dogs. For me, I think that she is very cute, and I think I'm gonna say bring her back because she is very cute, but I don't know. She's barely getting into bring them back because there are lots better dogs than what she looks like. Nindori. Okay, so this is another kind of weird one that they did where it was a crossover with the GameCube. So he is supposed to either like be a GameCube or be based off of a GameCube or something like that. I guess he's a robot villager technically, but he creeps me out. I'm gonna say glad that he's gone. I don't even really like the ostriches that much. Maybe it's the little like wisps of hair on the back of their head kind of freak me out. Yeah, I'm glad that he's gone. Nosegay, funny name, never should have left. Otis. Otis, I do not know how I feel about Otis because there are a lot of bad looking birds. There are a lot of good looking birds, but there are a lot of bad ones as well. And Otis, I feel like hits absolutely in the middle ground of those two. I like the color scheme. I think the eyebrows or whatever that's supposed to be are kind of funny and it looks kind of good, but I think I'm gonna put him in who cares because there's gotta be that middle ground. Oxford, he would kill me in my sleep, never should have existed. Sven, I'm gonna put him one higher than the guy who looks like he's seen something. I'll say we can bring Sven back, which I already did, which you can see in that little iCard that pops up in the corner. Go ahead and watch that little video. Patricia. I so desperately want to like Patricia. I would love to have Patricia up here and never should have left. And if she didn't look like cheese, I would. I'm gonna put her and bring them back. And I'm a little sad to have to put her and bring them back because I love the fact that her horns look like watermelons. If there was a redesign for the rest of her body, absolutely I would see her and never should have left. But watermelons and cheese don't make sense together. So I'm gonna have to put her and bring them back. Honestly, I could probably go lower, but I like the concept. I'm ranking her almost on like the concept of what could have been. Penny, she looks like Nintendo was trying to do what I did with my first Villager Lab villager, Squeaky, with like sort of a 1920s look. She looks scary. I'm glad that she's gone. The eyes, something about them, something about her in general just does not look right. I hate to say it, but I might have done it a little bit better. Petunia, that's a cute name. I like the name. Other than that, I don't really care. I'm not offended by her, so I'm not gonna say that I'm glad she's gone, but overall, I don't know. I wouldn't care to see her come back. Pierre, of course everybody loves Pierre. I think that Pierre is great, but the clown villagers are kind of creepy, and we have Pietro. I'm gonna say bring him back. I'm not gonna say never should have left, because I do think that it's a little creepy and I understand why they took him out, but I do like Pierre a lot. Pigleg, it's Pigleg. Obviously gotta put him in never should have left because his name is Pigleg and he's a pirate pig. He's the best. He would be at the top of never should have left. Poco. Poco is interesting because apparently it's canon that he is Ike's son, which raises a ton of questions that I know that I can't answer, and I know that nobody else is willing to answer. With that being said, I think that this design works a whole lot better on a cub as opposed to a bear where Ike looks. Like, I'm not really a big fan of Ike, but Poco, I would love to see Poco come back because he's honestly pretty cute. Quetzal. Yeah, so I think this is the only cut eagle, and I kind of get why. I think Quetzal would look a little bit cooler without those 3 or 2 red lines that are on the side of the face. I don't know what else they could have done to make it look good, but I think maybe just a regular boring gray eagle would have been cool. I'm gonna put him in Who Cares, but I would have loved to have seen him go up a rank. Rhoda, okay, this one is a little bit weird looking. I don't like the chicken, so I'm gonna say that I'm glad she's gone. Something about the eyes tells me that she knows something. She's seen something. Rollo or something like that. Just a regular gray hippo. I'm gonna say Who Cares because it doesn't bother me that much, but I wouldn't care to see him come back. Shinabiru. What can I even say about this villager? He has seen some crazy stuff as well. I'm gonna put him in Who Cares, but if I had this guy and this guy on the island at the same time, I would definitely move them both up a rank because they're clearly dealing with some kind of trauma. I don't know what's going on, but I hope they get help. Shaokichi. So this one reminds me a lot of Lucha. I don't think that this one is supposed to be a luchador. I think the design is cool. I'm gonna say Who Cares because I don't think that this would translate super well into the new game for bringing them back, but I think that the design is fun. No, you know what? I'm gonna say bring them back because I just realized the other villagers that I put in there, I don't really care that much. I wouldn't mind seeing them come back. Sue, name definitely adds some points. She made an appearance in that Jaden Animations video and she just verbally berated her. She's become an icon of that old style of Animal Crossing mean villagers. I would love to see Sue come back. She's great. Sunny, okay, I think maybe this is what I was thinking of for Froggy Chair, not Emerald. But once again, the design is a little basic. I'm gonna put her and bring them back just because I know you guys will probably freak out if I don't. I know people probably want me to put her in Never Should Have Left. Honestly, I don't care that much. I'm gonna say bring her back, but I get why people would say that she never should have left. Taryu, something like that. Definitely bring them back. He looks cool. He's a little cartoony, and I don't know how well that would work in New Horizons. Well, I guess I do because I made that villager as well in New Horizons, but I don't know. It's maybe a little too cartoony, which is weird to say about this game, but I don't know. It looks way too much like a cartoon character to me to have them and Never Should Have Left, so I'm gonna have them and bring them back. Tiara. Yeah, definitely should have never existed. Twerp. Okay, at first I was gonna put Twerp and Glad They're Gone, but I kept looking at the picture and I kept thinking about the name. I'm gonna bump up Twerp. I'm gonna bump up Twerp one level just because the name is funny and that face that he's making in that picture. I don't know. He deserves to go, and I'm not happy that he's gone just so I could see that face. Valise. Okay, so she reminds me a lot of Carrie, which is cool because I just recently started streaming, and on my island, one of the characters that we want to get is Carrie. So she reminds me a lot of Carrie, but I love gray. So I'm gonna say I would like to see her come back. I like the makeup, I like the dress, the kind of basic gray. I think to me works. I can understand why some people wouldn't be too happy about it, but I like that simplicity, especially in the kangaroos. Viche, so she is the sister of Cece. I don't remember where I put Cece. I guess I'll just put them together. That would make the most sense. Once again, I'm not that into it. I could see why people would be into it, but the design just doesn't really do it for me. I'm very sorry to all these Splatoon fans out there, but I just don't care. Weldon. So in terms of bulls, he looks fine, but in terms of villagers overall, I'm gonna say who cares? I think with a little bit of a design change and sort of an update, he could be cool, but as it stands, I would say who cares? Wolflink, I mean, obviously Wolflink never should have left. Even if it wasn't based off of an already existing character, Wolflink would be one of the best villagers of all time, and that's not even an overstatement. Wolflink, of course, was the first villager that I ever posted on my channel as a mod. That video did very well, and a ton of people found my channel through that video, so I owe a lot to Wolflink for some reason. But Wolflink is great. Woolio. No need to explain. And lastly, we've got Yodel. I think that the name is funny. Other than that, I'm kind of glad that he's gone because he freaks me out. And there we go, we got actually a pretty good spread. I was scared that everything was going to go into like either one certain tier or something like that, but I think we've got a pretty decent spread. There's less people in Never Should Have Existed than I thought. I may have been a little bit too generous, especially with Yodel because he creeps me out. You know what? I hate to say it, I'm about to move Yodel down. He creeps me out a little bit too much. Let me know what your ranking looks like. I think it's possible that you guys can do this ranking as well. Maybe if I save it or upload it somewhere or do something like that. If I can figure out how to make this public or have a way for you guys to rank it, I'll put it in the description. Make it see who you choose, who we should bring back, all that stuff. Other than that, I appreciate you guys watching. This one was a little bit different, but I wanted to do something kind of different. I'm not trying to move away from mods or anything like that, but I do want to spread out content and just try out new things because it's fun, I think, for everybody to have a little bit of a break from just the same old modding stuff. So I thought that this would be something fun to try to do. And also, I just love stealing everybody else's ideas. Make sure to watch the other videos. Like I said, I have a video where I bring back a couple of these characters like Flash. Go check that one out if you want to see what they would look like in New Horizons. Go check out Villager Lab because I try to learn from the mistakes of other past cut villagers and villagers that we have now, and design my own villagers that I think would work in the new game. But other than that, yeah, thank you guys for watching so much. I'm gonna stop rambling so the video can be over. Thank you.